You're listening to 3-Minute Marketing, where we interview the world's top growth marketing leaders and distill their knowledge into actionable, bite-sized insights. Now here's your host, Chris Mechanic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 3-Minute Marketing. Today's guest is a very interesting person, Ryan George, who's CMO of Docupace Technologies, who is a SaaS catering to wealth management firms, helping them to process and digitize their data. He's been in the financial space for a long time before that, working with GuideStone Financial, First Global, and U.S. Global Investors. He talks about reporting in such a way that executives understand and can rally behind. And then in the bonus footage, he basically asked me for some advice on their own website. So I do a little kind of coaching clinic with him and lay down some of that fire just for your viewing and enjoyment purposes. So check it out. Hope you enjoy it and let me know.
I mean, I think it's core for marketers to understand how other people see their business. So if I'm talking to accountants, they're going to see marketing as just a cost expense, right? They just see us as spending money. So we have to demonstrate the value. So one thing I like to do is, like with leads, go ahead and show when a lead comes in, show the activity it takes to be able to get them engaged, show them when the sales team takes it, which is careful because you don't want to take credit for the sales team because they don't like that. But showing them all the work we're doing to queue them up with the right in front of the right type of people. And I think it's just those conversations, the data. If I put up a slide together that had a bunch of marketing data, like I said, cost per clicks or where different traffic is coming from and keywords, they just get lost. ABM just completely get lost. What they want to know is, what are we doing to push our brand forward? What are we doing to get in front of the right people? In the financial services space, we have the benefit of, because people have to be registered, we know exactly who the clients are. We know how to contact them. We know how to get in front of them. The challenge is everybody knows that, right? Yeah. So what we have to do is show how to break through all that noise and be able to make those connections. And I think from my time at Docupace, what we really tried to focus on is elevate the brand into the conversations that people are naturally going toward, right? So engaging with influencers, engaging in conversations. We had this idea of starting what we call the back office revolution, right? So that's not a marketing term at all. Like, we're going to start a revolution. And it has, after years, really taken on, because what we did is, instead of spotting a trend saying, hey, this is happening, we sort of packaged it in a way that people can get excited about.
So how do you report? What is contained on the slides in one of your reports? And we have about a minute left.
Sure. So, I mean, we do the typical lead funnel. So I like to look at on-target context. So how many what I call shots on goal. So how many times do we get engagement from somebody that we know can buy, right? So that's one a key measurement for us. We also look for inbound lead generation. Inbound links generation, so we can get more traffic. We look at how much people come to a landing page and convert, but that's really for the marketing team to look for more to optimize. What we report out on is, how are we doing month to month? Are we bringing in 25 leads? Are they the right leads that are then going down the funnel, or are they automatically kicking out? If they're kicking out, then it's not the right group we're getting in front of.
So you basically, to summarize here, skip the fancy metrics. When you're talking to execs, skip CPC, skip CTR, skip impression share of voice, whatever, and basically report on leads, sales, pipeline opportunities.
Say, here's what happened, here's why it matters.
Here's what happened, here's why it matters. If you guys enjoyed this, please drop us a like or a comment. We read each one. We love them. And also feel free to let us know if you have any topics that you want us to cover later. Ryan and I are going to continue talking here for a few minutes. You should see some bonus footage, a link to some bonus footage somewhere around this video, or it may just start right now.
What do you focus on? I know you're a marketer, of course, but what's your core, your core value add?
Traffic and conversions. So a lot of what you were talking about, there's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, we drive traffic, with search, social, native, display, whatever the channel is. And then we convert that traffic usually into leads. Most of what we do is more lead gen focused, probably 90% lead gen to first 10 to 20% e-com. So yeah, those are our primary.
You'd appreciate, we've had good success. I think we had 286 unique qualified buyers come in last year. And I think we've been able to capture about 47% of those are still either closed or somewhere in the pipeline. So
Wow.
we're getting in front of the right people. And what I've found is with inbound, I mean, they're coming to us almost ready to buy. They're trying to verify whether they're making the right decision or not.
Mm-hmm.
Outbound, you have to do much more, introduction and explanation, of course.
Oh yeah, dude, outbound. Yeah, outbound is not going to convert.
Brutal.
Like we'll convert similar to you, 35, 40, maybe sometimes even 50% on warm referrals, or warm referrals really convert at the highest rates. But then cold outreach will convert at like less than 10%.
I mean, you get them, I get them. I generally don't respond to them.
Yeah. Oh, I get a ton of them. I get them all the time. So where do you got? So you're kind of doing more ABM, it sounds like you have like a universe of eligible accounts and you're basically going after those ones.
We do also do a lot of PR and visibility as well. With it's enterprise technology, it's generally a multi-year commitment because you're wrapping your entire business around our technology. So once they get on the platform, they tend to not leave.
Yeah.
So, engaging with consultants and other people who help others, our future customers make those decisions is important. And really trying to provide content and thought leadership on, that we demonstrate we know the space and how their product ties in, and just basically make it easy for people to find us.
Yep. And so, what are are you guys doing well? It sounds like you're doing fairly well, but like what's working best for you right now? Is it LinkedIn mostly or just organic search?
LinkedIn's working well. I mean, I think backing up to, I got here in September of 2020.
Yeah.
The brand had gotten pretty stale. And people just sort of like, oh, well, they're never really going to care about us. And I was like, F that. Like, of course they don't. And so we just got to make them care. So we sort of went on this journey of, telling people why it's important, telling people why it's valuable. People don't think process improvement, workflows, efficiencies important, but everybody would love to have less burdensome, mundane tasks on their hands, right?
Yeah.
And so just taking that and running with it, we did a rebrand in early 2021, and have just sort of tried to elevate ourselves to where we think our rightful place within the landscape is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a challenge for you guys because it's a very feature rich sale, right? Like you want to show all the features of these things. So translating that back into like, how can this actually make my life better, and focusing more on the benefits, I feel is probably challenging for you guys.
Yeah. So if we try to sell the whole platform at once, it will never work. It's completely overwhelming, and people just can't sink their teeth into it. So what we try to do is, solution selling. So asking the right questions. Generally, like I said, we know a lot about the prospect before we're talking to them, or they'll come with specific requests, and we can steer them towards certain areas of the platform that have that grounded conversation. Like, are they recruiting a lot of advisors? Well, we have a transitions program, and that can actually make things tangible. But we found.
So is this like an ERP basically for wealth management firms?
It would be adjacent to that. So
Okay.
it's back office platform systems that would manage documents, manage workflow, connect to other technologies in the ecosystem, like your CRM or your custodian. So we were sort of sitting that middle ground of being that engine in the background.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating is I'm blanking on what I was about to say. It was going to be a fantastic point. So we can't sell it all at once, but we've found things don't work. Like cost aversion doesn't work, right? Because people don't see the ROI and like you're eliminating costs. You just see it as eliminating costs. So we've had to figure out ways to hours saved equals how many dollars and how many people were, can you drive average revenue per employee higher? Everybody wants more revenue, but are they actually getting more revenue? Or are they with more staff, or are they getting same staff, more revenue? Things like that.
Yep. And so you might want to think about, so there's this classic headline formula that's like how to get something awesome without doing something that sucks. Like how to get rich without working 80 hours a week, or how to lose weight without like eating broccoli for dinner, So if you could identify that thing that they're doing currently without your product, which sucks, and I don't know what it is, but let's just say it's stuffing envelopes. Like, let's just say that you are automating that process. So it's something like never stuff an envelope again, or, you
Yeah.
know, like focusing on that thing that sucks that they don't have to do in the in the language, I think could help people to understand. Because part of it in a space like yours is helping people to understand, like, what the heck is this thing, especially because it has so many features, it sounds like, and so many different functionalities, like from recruitment to, God knows what else the other
Right.
modules do,
I
right?
work continuing to develop stuff out. So I like that, like how to get something valuable with, yeah, because that is like the mail thing. It's what certain stuffing envelopes is having to process return mail because the address is wrong. Like
Yeah.
literally hundreds of hours are spent just throwing mail in the trash can.
Yeah. Yeah. So that could be it. But if I may, and we don't need to publish this, but can I give you a couple quick tips?
Sure.
Just like well, I'm just looking at the homepage and the
No, our website sucks. I'll take whatever. We're in the process of overhauling it. So bring it on.
it it kind of just uses a lot of words to say not really that much, and there's words like productivity and profitability, there's words like automating and platform, and operate, and it's just like kind of buzzwordy a little bit.
Yeah, it's drunk on
So
features, lacking benefits.
yeah, yeah, that is it. But I can't help but to think uh, that there's got to be some like succinct and compelling way to to introduce people to this. And then to your point, like this is a big, it sounds like a large sale and a large, implementation process.
Like year-long sales cycle.
Yeah. So it might be a little early for the contact us CTA, like you might link to something there that's like a little bit higher up in the funnel. Maybe
That
just
is
like
absolutely one of the things we're fixing because that was initially, I think it was just demo, demo, demo.
yeah.
And so I hear you. You are validating what my fears and beliefs have been.
Yeah. So, and then as I scroll down, it's kind of just buzzword heaven over here, like a comprehensive, customizable digital operations solution. Like, have you ever seen, I think it's the show Silicon Valley from HBO,
Yeah.
where the one guy goes out into the desert and like does mushrooms to try to come up with a name for his new business. And he's like, synergistic integration. He's just like saying all these buzzwords, all like high out of his gourd on shrooms.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I found an NBA jargon calculator once that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, 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 exactly. So it's kind of just like almost a practice in brevity. Like, how can you say half the number of words in here, and you'll inevitably need to leave some stuff out.
Yeah,
But
totally agree. I didn't write a word on there, and so I'm happy to take whatever feedback is there.
and you know what you can do? It looks like you've got Hotjar
We did. I
on
don't
the
know if it's
site.
still in place.
Well, yeah, it looks. I mean, I just have like a code
Yeah.
viewer, so it looks like you do have it. In which case, like, you could do a lot of cool things in terms of user voice. Like, Hotjar enables you to spin up polls and surveys quite easily. So, and your imagination is the only limit really with what you could do, ranging from like proper sort of surveys or studies where you recruit users and ask them a lot of questions and maybe give them some sort of incentive to do it, uh, all the way to like much less formal, just like little modals that can pop up. Like, for instance, you could have it once somebody scrolls like halfway down the homepage, you could have a little modal come up from like the bottom right asking something like, does this page answer your questions? Question mark. Or like, is this page clear? Question mark. Yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, just to see And then you can conditionally trigger other questions based on there. And
Yep.
Hotjar is so cool because it makes it just very easy to do. Like you don't need any tech skills whatsoever. So I love LinkedIn these days. The only problem is it's so expensive. But the messenger ads and in-mail ads are still surprisingly cheap. So if you have people like banging on the phones, like calling on these, this universe of accounts that you're looking at,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense to load that same audience up into LinkedIn. So say it's like 1,000 companies. You basically create, like you should have ads or campaigns targeting those 1,000 companies, probably on the various platforms. But particularly in terms of messenger ads, because I think it's pretty cheap. I think it's like 50 cents a send, 30 cents a send, something.
Yeah.
But the open rates are like super high and the click-through rates are pretty high too. So like on a cost per click basis, it'll be like $3, $4, $5 versus sometimes 10, 20, 30, 40, with a small and well-defined audience. Like it sounds like you have, like you might pay $50 a click or $60 a click because it's all about the click-through rate.
Well, yeah, and we can, if we're targeting the right people with a good message, like it doesn't have to be a volume play. Like it just could be the right message for the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get, I've actually bought 3 technologies the past 18 months through LinkedIn messages because they just caught me at the right time and it was the right. But I also get, at least 3 or 4 a day, like pitched every AI lead gen thing and plan it. And I just ignore them because you can sort of tell like, oh, that person's not real. Like their profile's fake. Like they don't have any activity. Because I've been pitched like, we'll set up 100 fake profiles for you. We can send out stuff. It's like, no, I don't want fake people selling our software.
Right.
But if we can get our salespeople to do it, I mean, they have regions, they have targeted accounts, like it could be easy to do.
Yep. And so LinkedIn organic is an arbitrage play right now, meaning that it's just like free traffic. Like I'll post on, so the TLDR is if you can get even 1 or 2 people, ideally like, fairly renowned people like the CEO of your company or yourself, as CMO, or maybe like some board member or something, if you can get them active on LinkedIn and get them a little training just on organic LinkedIn, because there's some secrets to making it work better than not. The main secret being like it's all about the first 100 characters of your post, because it truncates. So like that first 100 characters, you should think of like an email subject line, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate the people have gotten into really long posts. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna click on that.
Right, it's too long, man. But you also see broetry a lot. Like you see like the one line space. They call that broetry, which encourages further reading, because if you can get, so long form, the reason I think people are doing it is because if you can get someone to click see more and then to spend time with that post, it's dwell time. And that's like a heavy signal that LinkedIn uses. Like if nobody's dwelling, if nobody's spending any time on your posts and everyone that clicks see more just like brushes past it after clicking see more, it's a lot different, and your distribution will be different than if you do get people to click see more and to spend time with it.
Yeah, because they measure how long somebody like hovers over it, right? Or stops scrolling.
Yeah. Yep. And that's a major intent signal. So basically, if you can get, just 1 or 2 evangelists internally posting, like you will probably get more views in a week than your website gets in the whole month. That's how it works with me. Sometimes I get more views on a single post than our website gets in the whole month. We get like maybe 10,000, 15,000 visits a month,
So question on that. Should they post themselves? Should they repost the Docupace company post? Like what would be the most effective way there?
Post themselves. Ideally, you want to post original content from a personal profile, because LinkedIn wants businesses to pay. So your reach, your organic reach on your business page, like won't be as strong. So you should get the posting kind of originating from the personal profiles and then repost those on your business pages, you know?
Gotcha. That makes
But
sense.
there was this dude, his name was Guillaume. He was French. He owns this firm called Lemless, and he was on the podcast not long ago. His firm, they started like a few years ago and they just got like $150 million valuation. Super smart guy.
Nice.
But he told me about a strategy that they're using internally where the heads of all the departments have committed to a LinkedIn like organic publishing activity where they're each publishing several times a week, basically documenting their journey. You know, like that's their goal, is basically to document the journey. So they write about the good, the bad, the ugly, not just all like hooray, hooray, we won this, we won that kind of stuff. And he said it's like basically driven all the new deals.
I mean, I definitely think our CEO is pretty. I mean, he and I have worked together for a decade. We're pretty close friends. I mean, we'll pretty much do whatever I ask him to. I just need to,
Nice.
I need to direct him appropriately.
So Ryan, tell everybody listening where they can learn more about you and/or Docupace.
Sure. Well, I'm easy to find on LinkedIn. I probably spend a little bit too much time there, but Docupace is DOCUPACE.com. We got lots of cool stuff going on, lots of cool posts, lots of good content that's relevant for people within the industry and outside.
Awesome. All right. Well, definitely we'll check that out and include a link in the show notes. And we will see you soon, Ryan.